honest. But I do think there is an opening in the golf space.
Yes.
And I think that in time, that's something that would interest me. Like, I love what I do. I'm very happy doing what I do. I want to keep doing it. But I've done it for 35 years, too. And, you know, if you have grilled chicken every night, every once in a while, it's nice to have the stir-fried chicken and just mix it up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And so try some different things. And that's all this is. When I did the NBA sidelines, that was unbelievable. Like, I love it. And you know what it's like in the sports world. Like, when you were playing football, Pat, if there are athletes and entertainers that show up in your universe, they love to be a part of the football world. The people in the football world love to be a part of the athletes and the entertainment and artist world. So there's a little bit of overlap there, and I love stepping into a new venue where I don't know what the hell I'm doing tomorrow. I'm just there to try to observe, watch, learn, have a little bit of fun, and we'll see what happens. I have no idea. All I know is I'm thankful to have the opportunity, and hopefully I don't disrupt Captain Keegan and Rory in their backswings or anything like that.
Well, Rory needs a pick-me-up, so maybe you'll be the one that does it. And
Get him swivel.
Rory's been tossing clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Pretty good club tosser, though, if I might add. Maybe the best in tour's history. that little bounce pass to himself with the club, I thought he was going to maybe throw it again. Could you imagine he throws it once, not good enough, throws it again? That would have been 2 club throws and 1 club throw. That would have been a combo out
World
here.
record.
We hope he's in a better mood, better spirits. Hopefully you're able to do that. Let's talk a little bit about football, shall we? Big conversation in Baltimore right now. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Oh, yeah, Lamar Jackson is making a little wave speaking about his former college teammate, Jaire Alexander. We got a little video right here.
Accomplished cornerback available. Have you gotten a chance?
Go get him, Eric. I love all our corners, don't get me wrong, but go get him, Eric.
Have you gotten a chance to talk to Jaire about coming here?
Yeah, I hit him up, but you don't know. You never know with Jaire. That's my boy, man.
Obviously, that's a franchise quarterback speaking there, so that's going to make waves. But what is the market out there for Alexander right now?
Well, I think the thing is that he's got interest from other teams. Like, Carolina is interested in Jaire Alexander, and there are other teams that are offering him, I think, more money than Baltimore can. But that relationship right there cannot be underestimated. I think they were college roommates together, Lamar and Jaire, and we're talking about Lamar speaking to Jaire, but it's gone both ways. Jaire's also reached out to Lamar, and I think that there's a mutual interest on both sides in somehow having this happen. Now, if they can get it together, great. If not, then they can't, but definitely the Ravens are in the conversation, and I think wherever he goes, the chances are it's going to be a 1-year deal. He gets to become a free agent after the season. I think that's been part of the goal here, and he can hit the free agent market with a fresh slate after hopefully having a strong season. But I think Carolina's in play. I think Baltimore's in play. I think there are some other teams in play, and we'll see ultimately what Jaire wants to do.
Love the Carolinas in play. Love everything about that. And shout out to the Panthers fans who may be seeing some happy times with your team as opposed to laughingstock, which they had been for a long time. Let's talk about him saying he wanted to be a free agent after this year, basically a prove-it year. Well, you would want to win then. You would want to win. Like, so you would certainly, right? Because primetime games is probably what you would
Same
want.
conversation we have with the Panthers. Like, you want to, obviously, you always want to pluck if you're another team and pay guys that are coming from winning organizations.
Yeah, so you would think that the Ravens would have, let alone him being best friends seemingly with Lamar Jackson, and anything we know about that Baltimore Ravens culture, like Jaire would be great.
Yeah.
As a Baltimore Raven.
Coached by Chuck Pagano.
Yeah, Chuck Pagano's in that building.
Oh, yeah.
Jaire would love Chuck. I mean, that would be a great relationship between the two. But why not? Hey, come to Indianapolis.
I'm here, hey.
Come to Indianapolis, Jaire.
Good piece. The only thing with Jaire is health. If he stays healthy and he plays how he's always played in the league, he will be one of the highest paid corners in the league, I think.
Let's talk about the sack king of the NFL. Go ahead, Conman.
Shefty, reports about Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals talking again were reported. Is that real? Is that kind of BS? Is this the Bengals front office getting this out there so that they kind of look like the good guy here? And do you expect this deal to get done for about $30 million?
Well, they're talking again, but they're not any further along. Like, they're talking, it doesn't mean a whole lot right now. It'll mean something if and when they can figure out a way to get a deal done, which they've been unable to do so far. And you know, I think there's a disagreement over value, and I think most important, there's also a disagreement on length here, a length of deal. I think that's also an issue here. The Bengals would like a shorter deal. Hendrickson would like a longer deal, and they can't even find common ground on the length of the deal right now. Now, again, it's June 18th. So if it's not solved by July 18th, that's more of an issue. If it's not solved by August 18th, then that becomes a real issue. But I think Trey Hendrickson is absolutely frustrated right now and disappointed with the way this whole thing has gone. And we see some of these other pass rushers getting paid. And look, it's in the best interest of both sides here, the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson, to get a deal done. There are your highest paid guys right now. The list is going to be increasing. Micah Parsons is going to become the highest paid defensive player in history at some point this summer. He's going to pass up Myles Garrett. And so I don't know that that has a dramatic effect on Trey Hendrickson, but it could have some type of effect. And look, Trey Hendrickson, the last 2 years, more sacks than anybody, led the league in sacks last year, a guy you want in your locker room. But again, they're talking, but they're not any closer to a deal today.
Okay, so they're talking, not closer to a deal, but at least there's communication happening, because for a long time there hadn't been, which I think Trey felt kind of disrespected by, if I'm picking through the way he has handled this entire situation, even going to a voluntary day. Hey, how you guys doing? Where's the media? This is all bullshit. He didn't say that exactly, but basically how he explained it is last year, 2 years ago, I thought this was going to happen. Last year, I thought this was going to happen. I was told if I do this again, I've just got the most sacks out of anybody. 3 years feels like the right one. Normally this would be a 3-year type deal. Are you thinking that Trey wants longer? Cincinnati Bengals want less than that?
I think that the Bengals would like a low deal, like 1 year.
Oh, okay.
1 year.
They would like a trial run.
A proven year for wow.
I think they would like to boost what he's going to make probably for the final year.
Wow is right.
Like kind of what the Giants did with Saquon, right? When he wanted that running back deal.
Yeah.
They boosted it for $3,000 or something.
Yeah, it wasn't that
$3
much.
million, or maybe Austin Eckler.
No, Eckler had the boost, but with Saquon, he had the tag, and then they gave him like a $10.5 million
like an
instead
extra
of $10 million.
800,000.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just trying to give him a boost, and hey, you're going to make this. We're trying to boost it up to this, and then you'll be free. Ooh, interesting.
Eckler's was the one that was like $3,000 more. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was disrespectful.
Yeah.
That one we thought, oh, geez, I don't know if we want that one to be made publicly. Okay, so that's Trey Hendrickson in the AFC North. Let's stay in the AFC North with a quarterback tackler. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Shefty, you talked about Micah being the highest paid defender of all time, passing Myles Garrett. You did not mention TJ Watt passing Myles Garrett. What's the latest on that situation? Do you think he will get more than Myles Garrett?
I don't know that he's going to get more than Myles Garrett. I think TJ Watt's going to get a nice, strong, healthy deal, and I think at some point in time the two sides will be able to figure out a way to get this done. And I can't imagine that TJ Watt wouldn't be there for the start of training camp, that Pittsburgh would not get a deal done. We heard Mike Tomlin last week at mandatory minicamp saying that both sides working to make it happen. But TJ Watt's serious here. He's seen all the money that's gone around, and he wants to make sure that he gets rewarded in the appropriate way. And again, I just think that these two sides will be able to figure out. I think Myles Garrett is in his own class, 4 years younger, I believe, than Myles Garrett, and had more quarterback pressures, more wins against opposing offensive linemen. And Myles Garrett is a Hall of Fame defensive end, a Hall of Fame pass rusher. But Micah Parsons had numbers that beat his, and he's 4 years younger. And that's why I think Micah is going to become the highest paid defensive player. TJ Watt's going to get a really, really strong deal, but I don't know exactly where it's going to come in. I think I'd be surprised if it was higher than Myles Garrett.
How come everybody just assumes that deal's getting done? That's how it's been. He missed mandatory minicamp. Everybody's like, the TJ Watt Steelers deal.
It's the Steelers, yeah.
Thank you.
Just because you think the Steelers will definitely get it done.
They'll figure out a way, and he's so important to that team and that city that it's hard to imagine that they wouldn't figure out a way to get it done.
But he has to think that they're not going to get it done, right? That's why he didn't go to mandatory.
Yeah, no.